Alright, it's Christopher Fox once again, and this is a request this time for David Vince, and I named this video as Top 10 Worst SpongeBob SquarePants Episodes. Okay, let's check it out. Yay.
Political nonsenses are best left unwished. Welcome to WatchMojo.com.
That's way too
we're
bright.
counting down our picks for the top 10 worst SpongeBob SquarePants episodes.
Seeing the oncoming hazard, I looked both ways and proceeded safely toward my vehicle.
Hey, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to check out WatchMojo's new series, The Worst Travel Show, hosted by me, Kyle Gatehouse. Click this link below to watch it on Facebook.
I can't wait to be famous.
Okay.
For this list, we'll be looking at some of the episodes that seem to prove that SpongeBob, despite being one of Nickelodeon's most famous Nicktoons,
Ugh, that episode was weird.
That's
funny.
Especially after the first movie. We'll be basing our picks on a mix of whether they've been thought to suffer from lackluster story or humor, flanderized characters, and or there are some underlying elements that are just unpleasant to look back at.
No.
Number 10, Squid's Visit.
I will never visit you.
SpongeBob desperately wants Squidward to come visit him, but Squidward isn't keen on leaving the comfort of his own home. Poor choice of words, as SpongeBob borrows his vacuum cleaner to trick him into coming over, only to reveal that the little
Sponge is just a weirdo in this episode.
Interior into an exact replica of Squidward's house.
Well, you said you wouldn't leave the comfort of your home, so I brought the comfort here.
SpongeBob's always admired.
This is definitely one of the worst ones.
This reaches creepy new levels. We can only sympathize with Squidward's horror at this well-detailed.
I would kill
Squidward's
SpongeBob for doing this.
Trapped in this nightmare, and SpongeBob makes him an offer that mentally destroys him. This plot's better suited for a horror film than a kids show.
You're more than welcome to stay at my house until you get your house fixed.
Number 9.
It is his house, you dummy.
I need you to take care of Gary.
Going off the grid.
SpongeBob is visiting his grandma and entrusts Patrick with looking after Gary. Naturally, being the most trustworthy guy SpongeBob knows, Patrick completely neglects the poor snail, starves, and
Patrick was a fucking dumbass in this episode, and that's an understatement, because he's a dumbass all the time.
Let me show you how it's done.
Fans have complained about how Patrick's devolved from a lovable dunderhead to an unsympathetic moron in later seasons. This episode only proves them right, as we're forced to endure Gary's suffering by Patrick's incompetence.
Patrick and SpongeBob, how's Gary?
Oh, Gary! Oh, yeah, he's fine.
The ending
He's
also
not
seems
fine.
completely rushed. SpongeBob comes home to a flooded pineapple, and Gary and Patrick are friends now. Just like that, out of nowhere resolution aside, Gary's probably better off taking care of himself.
Yeah.
Ah, reading Patrick a bedtime story, I see.
Number 8, Rodeo Days.
Sandy!
After a dragged-out opening where nothing of substance happens, Sandy announces that she'll be returning to Texas to defend her rodeo title, after singing a stereotypically bland song about it.
Boots whispers that jingle jangle, that's a rodeo.
SpongeBob believes that she might be in danger for some reason and plans to lead a rescue mission. But when everyone else really declines, he kidnaps them in a bubble that takes them all to Texas.
Good morning!
SpongeBob, what's the meaning of this?
The story overall is unbelievably slow and boring, just 11
It
minutes
is.
of SpongeBob worrying over nothing.
I would see SpongeBob in a long time because I moved on to different things, you know?
Very humdrum. Ripping off the above-water scenes from an earlier episode, and ending rather abruptly. Overall, a forgettable episode according to fans.
Did we see Sandy?
No, Patrick, we didn't.
I'm here to
Number 7, Demolition Doofus. Once again, SpongeBob fails his driving test, but this time, the crash causes Mrs. Puff to permanently deflate, and so begins her descent into hate-filled insanity. She decides to enter him into the demolition derby and
I would put him in the fucking hospital too. After doing that type of shit.
It backfires as SpongeBob inadvertently dominates the derby.
Not so fast. There's one more challenger.
It's not clear which is harder to believe, that the sponge who failed hundreds of times can survive a demolition derby, or that a frustrated teacher would go so far as to try and kill her own student. Also, Mrs. Puff somehow reinflates in the end, making the whole episode feel uncomfortable and, well, pointless.
And you're all puppy again.
Number 6, Boating Buddies.
It's not worth it.
Just one day out of your
This
life,
one,
buddy.
remember, pissed me the fuck off even as a
While the other
kid.
day saw Squidward getting his comeuppance for his arrogance or bad behavior, nowadays he seems to take over-the-top punishments for no good reason. In Boating Buddies, for example, Squidward is sentenced to boating school, with a certain annoying yellow neighbor as his classmate.
He is the bane of my existence.
Yours too?
Throughout the rest of the day, he suffers from SpongeBob's obsessive behavior, getting beaten up for petty reasons, and, worst of all, failing the test. Meaning he's stuck in boating school for who knows how long. SpongeBob is written in a much more
Because SpongeBob's
annoying this
a
episode,
fucking asshole in
and all
this
Squidward
episode.
wanted was a peaceful afternoon, but instead his new boating buddy torments him.
Okay, class, time's up.
Time can't be up. I didn't get a chance to fill in a single answer.
Number 5, stuck in the ringer.
This
In the
one,
shower, SpongeBob gets stuck in his ringer, and Patrick, being the helpful friend that he is, makes it worse by getting him more stuck.
and this one was dumb.
Now you're stuck forever.
Patrick sucks as a friend, I swear.
SpongeBob's work abilities, and Patrick's method for cheering him up is basically him having fun while SpongeBob struggles with his situation.
I was only trying to help.
Help! I think you've helped quite enough today.
SpongeBob rightfully chews Patrick out for all he's done, but apparently venting your frustration is a big no-no in Bikini Bottom.
Yeah,
It's amazing
screw
these two
them.
can still be friends after Patrick's abuse. Even after SpongeBob escapes the ringer, we're left with 2 lackluster morals. Standing up for yourself is wrong, and crying solves everything.
That's
That crying
bullshit.
makes
This episodes like this should have been made.
Solve your problems after all.
Number
This is-
4, Atlantis SquarePants.
This is why I say SpongeBob isn't for every kid.
Looks really old.
While this
Episodes
was
like this and
released
shit.
as a TV movie, it's too terrible not to mention. Plus, it's been considered the 12th episode of season 5. Here, the gang finds the lost city of Atlantis, or
This episode's a huge
alien
disappointment when I
like
saw it as a kid.
calling
I
itself
swear.
Atlantis, ruled by the Lord Royal Highness.
This shit was
voiced
so
by the late
disappointing.
David Bowie.
I am the Lord Royal Highness.
The city feels like paradise, but SpongeBob and Patrick's bumblings cut the vacation short. Oh yeah, and Plankton's there just because.
Ow!
While the special was heavily built up, it ultimately failed in execution due to its dull story and rather uninspired, off-key musical numbers. Bowie, the actual singer, never getting to sing once.
Goodbye.
I think I'm gonna cry.
Sadly, not even Apache the Pirate subplot could save this utter letdown.
Yeah, here's a huge waste on him too.
Number 3, The Splinter.
Hey, a splinter.
This one was just gross. Like these type of episodes should not be for
And is
kids.
desperate to
Look at that
follow
shit.
Crabs find out.
I mean, that's for
Although
kids,
the
people.
nothing
It's not
is that
fucking for
this
kids.
episode's ultimate downfall is how needlessly detailed and disgusting SpongeBob's
This type of
injury
shit should
is.
be on,
Viewers
shouldn't
wish
even be on Adult
SpongeBob
Swim.
the Splinter out, and their stomachs churn as his infected thumb pulses and oozes pus. To top it off, Patrick makes it even worse in a graphic, boneheaded manner.
Ow!
Credit to the artists, though, as they go that extra mile to make us nearly lose our lunch. As even SpongeBob finally losing the Splinter is too repulsive for words.
That shit. That's not a kid. This.
Hobbies.
Number 2, A Pal for Gary.
Poor little snail. Just
Yeah, this one actually
scared.
scared. This one actually
SpongeBob
scared me
feels
as a
leaving
kid,
Gary
man.
alone when he's at work, even though Gary doesn't seem to mind the privacy. So he buys a second pet as a new playmate for Gary. It turns out Gary's new pal is actually a
This
nightmarish
episode
monster
should never be
that
shown to a kid unless you want to give them nightmares.
including the snail. While Gary does battle with the beast, SpongeBob blindly accuses him of
That
being
shit should
jealous
not be
of
for
Wolf, even when the
kids.
chaos is happening
Seriously.
right in front of him.
You put Fluffy down right now. Bad boy Gary. Bad.
Even after Gary
Bad,
saves his life,
whatever the
SpongeBob
hell it
completely
is.
oblivious to what his loyal pet had to endure, abruptly shifting from a concerned pet owner to a negligent idiot.
Well, Gary, what do you have to say for yourself?
Before we unveil our little square dude's worst plight, here are a few dishonorable mentions.
What the hell? You can't do that!
Okay, that was kind of funny.
La 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 la. La la la
So shut the fucking door, man.
You're fired!
No, not that. Anything but that.
Number 1, one-course meal.
Oh, the one where he's afraid of Pearl.
Mr. Krabs discovers that Plankton
This one wasn't too
whales,
terrible
so
to me. I
dresses
mean,
up as his daughter, Pearl, to frighten the devious
doesn't
Zoe.
Plankton kind
Krabs'
of
fear goes
deserve
too
it?
far, however, as the fear tortures Plankton with paranoia during the day.
Didn't he
and
kind of
for
deserve it
the
though?
night. Eventually, he can't take it anymore and begs to be put out of his misery. All the while, Krabs just laughs at his forlorn foe's expense. Fans thought this unbelievably dark episode turned normally lovable characters into unsympathetic monsters. And the cop-out ending only makes it worse.
It because a hungry pot of whales just showed up for its early feeding?
After all that he's been through, maybe Plankton should get the secret formula. Krabs certainly doesn't deserve it after this.
That's
Well,
it, I'm done.
okay, that's fucked up, a suicide joke.
You'll be along anytime now.
Hey, this is Kyle Gatehouse.
Yeah, those were pretty bad episodes. I mean, the one with the giant creature, that one is just creepy. That's scarier than some horror movies I've seen. But yeah. The last one, though, I mean, it was, I don't know. Wasn't that disturbing to me, but yeah. With that said, guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Stay tuned for more videos and see you guys in the next video. Peace out.